Grab your blunts and your comics, bitches. We gonna talk some comic stuff. Welcome to Bluntmen Comics.
Bluntmen Comics Episode 4.
Yeah.
This is gonna be Episode 4.
If you want to be technical, it's episode 5 because we already recorded episode 4, but somebody.
It's all good.
In
It's all
my
good.
defense, I wanted a soundboard that go quack, and that quack kind of fucked up the whole podcast.
Speaking of quack, we're gonna talk about Ben Affleck. Affleck.
Aflac.
Affleck. Affleck. I'm saying it. Affleck.
Why do you gotta say it like that?
Wasn't the whole commercials for those like the duck gets abused? Like it's ran over or
Yeah,
something?
and the dog's like,
That would have been
Aflac.
abused. He was just helping people. He was getting Affleck life insurance.
But he was getting hit by branches and shit. Like that duck was getting fucked up each fucking commercial.
Enough about Aflac the insurance. Talk about Ben Affleck.
Affleck.
2003 Daredevil.
The movie was not great.
It was good to us.
It's a good movie. It's a really good movie, and it's entertaining. I just have an issue with how mediocre it is.
You know what?
You gotta realize it was
2000.
2003. What do you expect? It was 2003, my
Toy
dude.
Story.
The 90s was fresh still.
So, Toy Story, that's a whole different
What does
thing.
Toy Story got to do with Daredevil?
This guy just say Toy Story?
Toy Story uses CGI and it
fucking-
looks amazing. Daredevil could have done more to their actual set to make it look better.
It had actual
It's
people in the
animation.
movie.
Animation and people animation is different, Patrick.
No, yeah, it's different, but the CGI still comes with the same technology and the same steps to make it realistic.
It doesn't matter.
But hey, the story was good, the plot was good, the dialogue was
It's
meh.
just they were
But that
trying
was
to
fun.
really go for a comic.
I'll
movie.
admit the screenplay definitely could have been better.
Why the fuck was a love interest even a part of it? They did not need her.
Director's cut goes better with Elektra. Like, it gives a more realistic take on how a vigilante would be if he would try to go in a relationship. Because in the original movie, they had a love scene. But in the director's cut, he heard, like, a lot of people in trouble in some certain area, and he was like, I gotta go, and dipped and got into Daredevil form.
But I feel like even for 2003, that trope has been used to death.
Well,
I just think you're bitching.
Okay, look, I'm not bitching. I enjoyed it.
All I know is it was 2003, and for its time, it did good. And for the actors that it got, they got Ben Affleck to play Daredevil. Literally,
Aflac.
at that time, he already had a bunch of a bunch of acting underneath his belt. So getting that was already a huge part. And then getting Colin Fowl or whatever the fuck that dude's name
Farrell.
is. I always Farrell, yeah.
That's just money and scheduling. That's all it is to get those people.
You know what? Actually, look up how much the budget was for Daredevil.
Okay, I'm gonna guess around probably 10 million. What's your guys' guess?
I'm gonna say about 50 million.
I'm gonna go 27.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like 25.
27.5. I just want to mention Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin was freaking perfect. He had the attitude, he had the personality, he had the freaking
Oh my
fear and
god, the budget was 78 million.
Holy
What?
shit.
Really?
We are way off.
78 million. Holy
It
shit!
made
I was close.
179 million too in the box office.
I don't care. I love the movie. I freaking loved it ever since I watched it when I was little. It fulfilled my entertainment. Like, you don't really get superheroes that much that only have bat radar in a way, super hearing besides Superman and whatnot. That's what's cool about Daredevil, because he like taught himself in the movie. In the movie, it looks like he taught himself, but in the comics, he had a trainer to help him with that.
Technically, in the Elektra movie, that was a little bit after Daredevil, showed Stick in it, but he trained which it was just very weird how they set it up. But I would have preferred if they just would have set it up with trained by Stick. It would have been so much better.
Yeah, it would have been cool. But what I liked about the Daredevil movie is you don't get a definition of how long he's been doing it, because he's got a whole set freaking lair in his apartment. He's got a bunch of extra suits, extra cowls, I guess you can call it, weapons. He's got freaking scars like Bruce Wayne on his back. He's been on it for years, so he knows the deal and whatnot.
That's the credit for the set crew. The set crew did a great job on that.
And another thing I want to mention, just real quick, remember when he's about to sleep in his tub with the water?
Yeah.
He does that to suppress the sound because he hears so much. And in the director's cut, he hears a woman getting murdered a few blocks away, and he was just about to go to sleep, so he can't do anything.
Wait, no, he
But
goes to
he
sleep
felt
in that scene. He goes right to sleep.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He didn't like he could have done something, but he's about to sleep, so he's like, oh well, like I wish. Oh, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed.
Can I mention something? And we're gonna switch to DC for a second. But if you think about it, Batman only sleeps for 3 hours a day.
That's
Through.
because Gotham needs Batman.
The fuck is he
He,
doing in the
Oh, for
daytime?
real, bro.
But with Daredevil, what good about that scene with him in the tub and hearing that? Like it gives you a glimpse of how haunting his life is because he can hear lots of things. He can hear happy things, he can hear loud things, he can hear upsetting things, tragic things too.
You gotta think in New York City, that power's gotta be a shitty power because sound is coming off from everything. I think, in my opinion, it would be so fucking difficult.
So, Alex, what did you think of the movie Daredevil 2003?
The thing about Daredevil is, man, those bad guys, bro, they be shooting those guns, bro. It really showed that 2003. They be shooting those
Yeah, they
guns.
shooting
dude.
those guns, aren't
They
they,
be
Alec?
shooting those guns,
Oh,
and they
dude.
never reload, bro. They shot that pistol at least 30 times and did not reload once.
Can we also mention the fucking church scene when fucking Bullseye got shot in the hands? Was not correct at all. That would not have fucking happened. Like, that would have hit the bone, slowed down the bullet, then it would have hit the wood. It would have not gone all the way fucking through.
Well, maybe he had armor piercing rounds.
But Charlie Cox, Daredevil, is definitely wiping that man in the first fight, bro. He's not letting that man escape, bro.
What would you think about Ben Affleck's Daredevil going against Netflix Bullseye?
Well, Ben Affleck's
Wait.
gonna whoop his
There's
ass.
a Netflix Bullseye?
I thought you saw season 3.
I thought that was... Isn't he just Dexter?
No, that's Bullseye. One that ended up wearing the Daredevil costume.
It's Ben Poindexter.
Is that his real name?
Was that Bullseye's
No.
name in Daredevil 2003 also? Yeah, there's no way that dude's name is Ben Poindexter, bro.
I know. To go back to the movie, can I mention another thing that I really liked about this movie? The way they would zoom on sometimes when Ben Affleck would land from doing this, like, the jumps and shit, they would show his legs and you would, like, hear the muscles for, like, a few seconds. And I was like, a weird detail I did not notice before watching it again.
Are you telling me you're finding the legs of Ben Affleck attractive?
Pause.
Shut up. Patrick.
Is low key.
Low-key.
Ain't lying.
Okay. So, but I was just saying, the way they did that, it was a detail I didn't notice before, and I was like, that's such a crazy insight on how they did it. And then, also, the way Elektra fucking dies still pisses me off to this day, because where he stabbed her, he basically missed all of her fucking vital organs beside her spleen. In reality, the only thing that would have fucking happened, she would have just been paralyzed.
Look, I don't remember that scene shot for shot, but I almost guarantee you, yeah, being stabbed through the body could possibly kill you.
Yeah, no, I know, but like she had a more like.
I'm not a medical expert here, but I'm pretty sure a stab wound could be fatal.
Yes,
Low
I
key.
know, but like the way it's a thin blade, right through the chest, and it looks like it went. It didn't hit her heart. It didn't hit her stomach. It didn't hit her intestines.
Well, maybe Bullseye was like, just between the tits.
What the fuck, Alex?
That's what he
Like,
stabbed her.
this bitch. Oh, and another thing that really annoyed me about fucking Bullseye is, do you fucking remember the part where he threw the magic card at her throat? And
Yeah.
he does that
Whoa.
fucking cartwheel over her. I'm like, that was such an unnecessary fucking cartwheel. It just cracked me up because seeing him do it, I was like, you didn't need to do that. You could have just stepped on her. What do you think, Alec? What were some scenes that you liked and disliked?
I thought it was so weak how fucking he couldn't grab that baton from killing Elektra's dad, bro. Like, just look at the
Well,
baton,
the
for Christ's sake.
explosion, it showed you why he couldn't grab it. Because the explosion freaking messed with his radar, and it looked like there was 3 of them, so he couldn't tell which one was the real baton.
Oh, bro, but he saw it before the he like radared it before the explosion happened, bro. He could have like.
But the explosion happened right when he was trying to grab it, so now there's 3 of them, so he's like...
I do get what he means because if you think about it, Daredevil in the fucking comics, I think could have definitely caught that shit.
Can we address one thing real quick? Daredevil was stabbed in the shoulder, and he basically passed out.
Well, it kind of sounded like that he got stabbed near the heart because she was like, "You're gonna feel the pain of my father," and like,
Dude, whenever he was spitting game to Electra first, and fucking Foggy laughed, and she was like, "Friend of yours," and he was like, "I've never seen him."
no,
That
he
shit was
didn't
so
laugh.
funny.
He had handed Matt the fucking mustard to put in his tea,
Oh yeah, he's
and
choked on the mustard, bro.
yeah, and he switched the cups at last second and fucking took the honey and the one with honey in it.
Oh
And that shit
yeah.
will forever crack me up because the way, like, as soon as he goes and talks to her and he takes that sip, he's like,
Oh, when they first met each other, I thought that was hilarious. Like they were like, you know what? I don't know each other. We don't know each other, but let's spar.
that scene really did, like, give me the Halle Berry Catwoman vibes. You not remember that movie?
I try not to.
Wait, what's this? A movie Alex does not like?
Patrick, just look it up. Look it
It
up.
was fucking horrible, bro.
Okay, what's it
The
called?
only thing good about it was how good Halle Berry looked in the suit. That was the only thing good
That
about the
was
movie.
the only fucking thing.
The
Catwoman.
movie was trash. The story
Catwoman.
was trash.
So, question: how is Daredevil from 2003 compared to Daredevil Marvel Netflix?
Oh, it. To be honest, it's just 2003 cannot compare to this because this one is just it's so much more realistic, like what you would actually expect it to be.
For sure.
Like they actually they do the superhero shit, but they give him a limitation. They make it kind of somewhat realistic. They're like, yeah, he's a blind dude. Yeah, he got these powers, but it's not like he's superhuman.
The audience believes he can.
Oh, yeah. Especially when he goes against fucking Fisk, when he fucking picks him up and just like, you think you could take me down? You're like, holy shit, this fight's going down.
So, Alex, what's your opinion on Daredevil, the Netflix series?
Well, in my opinion, season 2 was the best. I freaking love season 2. Like that's what like got me hooked on the show. Oh yeah, season 1 was good, but season 2 kept wanting to keep watching it, especially when Punisher's very first introduction and how Elektra was brought in, and how everything unfolds into the ending. And with Punisher's story arc is what intrigued me was
The Punisher is in Daredevil? I thought he has his own series.
He makes his appearance in there first before he gets his own show.
Okay, so he premiered on Daredevil.
before his show came out. Yes.
So to sidetrack from Daredevil for 1 second, the Morbius trailer. I know the Morbius. Fuck, how do you say it?
Morbius.
Morbius.
Morbius?
If you want to say the whole comic name, it's Morbius the Living Vampire, which to me sounds more beautiful.
It sounds like an edgy 13-year-old.
Fuck you.
Sounds fire, sir.
Sounds fire.
Real quick, this is being made by Sony, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sony and Marvel. It's a partnership.
Trailer is packed with freaking Easter eggs from Sony verse, from the freaking Raimi verse, from Andrew Garfield's verse, from Tom Holland's verse.
Tom
And it's like
Holland's
what?
everything.
It's pretty much what universe is this set in? And Marvel's like, yes.
Yeah, and you're like, what do you mean, yes? You're like, tell us which dimension. And they're like, yes. And you're like,
Because it's
what?
freaking Vulture. Vulture is in here, and you're like, how?
Wait, really? Vulture's in this?
Yes,
from
from Michael Keaton, yeah.
Homecoming.
Oh, the question then, is this confirmed to be a part of the MCU universe or no?
Yes.
We don't know. We don't know.
Dylan says yes.
But if I remember correctly, yes. What's the more crazy thing is you see a part in this trailer, he's going to be by this spray painting of Spider-Man. And if you look closely at the Spider-Man, it's Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. It's Tobey Maguire. So you're like, how's that possible? If he's in the not in the Andrew Garfield, if he's in the Tom Holland ones, or is he in the Andrew Garfield one? And like, just Marvel is not being specific about it at all, and it's just pissing me off.
They don't
Because
have to be.
You can't. I know, but the thing
One
is,
theory that I have.
you can't introduce Morbius and him not be a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, you can. They did the
One
exact same thing to
theory-
Venom. They did the exact same thing to Venom. Venom was his own story.
I know,
Spider-Man
but
was
they
not a part of it.
they kind of already learned from their mistake, because if you think about it, when Venom first came out, it still gets a lot of shit.
Kind of rightfully so. It was a good movie. It's a great superhero movie, but it was not the best.
It could have been better if they had Spider-Man.
I would say it's subpar Marvel.
Yeah. But the thing I want to say is, my theory is that you know how like I said, there's like things from different universes. What if they're going with like a Loki, not Loki exactly how Loki went out, but you know how there's variants of different people. So maybe Michael Keaton's Vulture looks the same. You know how like there's a variants that look the same, and there's some that look totally different.
So they're gonna
Yeah.
have a Sony verse within the MCU.
Yeah, maybe that's like all the packed things from different universe. Maybe Morbius is from something where all of them combine a little bit. Maybe Toby is in this one, and maybe his Vulture looks just like Tom Holland's. Maybe.
This reminds me of
Oh,
Venom though. It's just gonna be a movie about him though. I don't think they're gonna have
well, keep in
Spider-Man be a
mind it's
part of
from
it.
the directors of Spider-Man: Homecoming and
And
Venom,
Venom.
and they're also saying that it's connecting to Venom too. Like they also mentioned like they had Oscorp, and that hasn't been mentioned in the MCU until just recently. Like they confirmed that Oscorp bought the Avengers Tower, didn't they?
I didn't hear about that.
Or I know it's some famous tower in the MCU in the movies, and it was leaked or some shit. I know I might be wrong. Well, it's just shit that's just basically released randomly. It's just people leaking shit, and I try to keep up with it, and everything just gets changed every fucking 5 minutes.
Do you prefer it back when, like 2010, 2007, where you didn't really knew it was coming out? You just knew, oh, Iron Man's out, and you saw it and you loved it.
Yeah, I think that's what really fucks me over. If I didn't have a phone and shit, I wouldn't care two fucks about trailer. If I didn't have internet, I'd be fine without seeing the trailers. But the way us, like, millennials and stuff like that.
We're not millennials. We're Gen Z.
Oh, sorry. I'm
I mean,
sorry.
we're older than that.
No, we're Gen Z. We're a legitimate Gen Z.
I didn't even fucking realize. God
2001, 2001 and before is Gen Z boys. We the new generation.
Yeah.
You realize the millennials are our next generation, and I see no future in them.
I do.
Well, not most of them.
Dude, they've done a lot of good shit.
Can I just mention the Tide Pod shit was retarded?
But yo, Morbius, the freaking I like how it's going. The music was fire. Like I love the Doors song "People Are Strange." Like I truly love that song. It's a really good song, and they freaking made it cinematic. They made it orchestrated, and they freaking threw in a lot of good tidbit scenes of how this movie is going to be. Tyrese Gibson, eh, but he looks pretty
Who
good.
is he even gonna be playing?
He's playing a cop that's in the comics. He's like a vampire hunter. I don't know how they're gonna do it in the movie, but maybe he's just like a FBI agent or something. I don't know what rank he is, but he looks like he's some authority.
It's gonna be so weird. But I hear there's also speculation that Blade's gonna be in this.
That would be fire.
Did you
Might
also hear who's being confirmed as Adam Warlock? Dude
what?
from We Are the Millers. That dude, and I just don't know how to feel about it.
I think he can play a good Adam Warlock.
Keep in mind, Adam Warlock in Marvel Comics is basically Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of the story of fucking him. You know about High Evolution, right, Alex?
High Evolution? I know the movie Evolution, but
Remember the Spider-Man cartoon with that dude that created Counter Earth?
no, I do
Oh,
not.
so there's a comic story where High Evolution, who also you find out has had connection with Magneto and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and stuff like that, had all to do with that and everything. But what that storyline is about is this dude named High Evolutionary basically becomes a god, dude. Where he goes to the other side of the sun and creates an Earth, and he calls it Counter Earth. And basically, what he does is he creates planet from like a single scrape of Earth, and like a little like plot of land, and created it into a whole Earth, made people and everything, and then his like this creation that he made with I think it was Beast something. I always forget his name, but he corrupted them. And when he corrupted him, High Evolutionary was like, well, now my people are fucked. Like, they're evil. They weren't raised up with any heroes or nothing. Like, there was no superheroes. A High Evolutionary made, there was, like, no mutants, no nothing.
Counter Earth was just like its own thing, like very different, like with everything, with basically.
Yeah. And so what ends up happening though is while like high evolutionary, he's like, I'm just gonna wipe these people out because they're doomed now, like they're evil. And Adam Warlock ends up showing up and he's like, hey, you know, you shouldn't do this. There's still some good in your people, and like I think you should like let me basically be your messiah and go down and let these people worship me as their hero.
But isn't Adam Warlock a
That's
villain?
and that's what's weird because he becomes a good guy in that comic.
Didn't he also kill Thanos?
Drax has killed the Thanos in the comics. Actually, he's ripped his heart out.
And also same with Gamora.
Okay, so quick question. This is somewhat comic related. Do you think Marvel is going to have an issue finding new ideas and keeping the MCU fresh?
No,
No.
they got shit ton
No,
of comics.
do you
to
realize
inspire.
they have almost over 25,000 comics?
Yeah, but won't people be kind of burnt out of superhero genre at some point?
Oh,
You're in a time where comics and superheroes are everything. You can ask anyone else that reads comics, you'd be like, why do you read comics? They'd be like, it's a good way to relax.
transitioning to Punisher seasons 1 and 2.
Some of the
Oh.
best, goriest
Masterpiece.
combat I have ever seen.
Ah.
My God.
The acting is on bars. Acting is bars.
You'd be surprised by that because the main superhero does not say shit. Like, he's always monotone, straight faced.
Like,
He fits it so damn well, and he has no business being so good at that fucking role, dude.
He has no fucking business, man. Alex, what's your favorite part of the Punisher?
ooh, I could name a lot, bro. Like, there's just so many good things. Like, not even just the fighting too. Just what he says with Micro, or what he says with Karen and Donnie, his best friend Kurt and Jigsaw. Like, there's like a lot of things that go into like when how they were in the army and how him and Billy Russo were best friends, and that's what I want to talk about too. Billy Russo was there at the moment his family got killed and was aware of it. He knew it was going to happen because Agent Orange in the show implemented that plan to destroy Frank Castle's spirit. He knew he didn't want to kill him, he wanted to kill his spirit. And freaking Billy knew it was going to happen, did nothing to prevent it.
Dude, and which is the most powerful scene is the end of the season 1 is so beautiful, especially when he kills Agent Orange and when he fucks up Billy Russo. How he fucks up fucking Orange, dude. Like Orange injects him with adrenaline because he's like, I want you nice and awake. Because he was torturing Frank. He had stabbed Frank a shit ton of times and like even left a knife in him.
Yo, y'all do know I have not watched this show yet, and you're spoiling. Sounds like one of the best parts for me right now. You're aware of that, right?
Because you're not gonna watch it.
The Punisher, I actually would watch The Punisher.
Like you just need to start watching some of the episodes on your own.
I have. I've watched 2 episodes already of the first season.
Oh, sorry. So spoiler.
Yeah, a big fucking spoiler too. Good lord.
But if you want to go into the deep, not deep, but yeah, it is deep, but a little backstory, watch Daredevil in season 2. Once you go to season 2, you're gonna learn more about, like, not more, but like at least go into the aspect of why he's doing what he's.
No, actually, no, because I watched that already. Because one of the nights I hang out with Dylan and getting high with him, he showed me those scenes in the Daredevil franchise. He showed me those.
Dude,
I love that
those,
argument
especially
in Daredevil.
the courtroom dude though. The courtroom one though. He's like, I am the Punisher, and you're like, yes, yes.
I love it when all those people that I killed. I loved it. Hell, I loved it.
I'd do that
And
shit
there's
again if
people
I
in the
could.
back cheering. There's people in the back with, but he's got fans already. And he hasn't even been labeled as the Punisher yet until they freaking named him the Punisher. The police named him the Punisher, which I liked in the show. It was like, they're calling this guy the Punisher because of all the freaking kills he's had.
Was he ex-military or
Oh.
ex-police?
He's ex-military.
Military.
Was he like in a special forces unit or something?
In the comics,
ops.
he was in the Vietnam War.
Oh, actually, and you can literally quote me on this. Every hero is based off out in the Vietnam War.
That's
Iron
when,
Man,
like,
Captain America. Well, not Captain America. Iron Man, Black Panther, uh, the X-Men, Charles Xavier and Magneto were in the Vietnam War.
Is it strange to anyone else that Marvel Comics is very anti-war? And I'm not gonna say they're anti-America, but they do show some of the imperialists and some of the capitalists as we do as a negative.
I'm gonna say it like I've said before, dude. Marvel has always tried to be very like converse. Like they have been trying to really put themselves out there. There was times when the Comic Book Authority, I don't know if you I forget what it, the Comic Code Authority, which was back in the 60s and 70s, where they weren't actually allowed to release anything that was related to vampires, zombies, werewolves, anything related to that. They were not allowed to do. They were not allowed to show blood. They were not allowed to show anything. See, now you just made it racist.
Bro, you said you try to not make it racist, but it is racist.
Bro,
racist.
No,
You
no,
cabrón, gringo, pendejo. I get it. Yeah, I was just.
Now
I
I
was
feel
just
like an
busting your
asshole.
balls.
I'm trying to be inclusive. God damn.
I'm just busting your balls, bro. It's fine.
My balls are busted finally because of you now.
I don't know if I'm proud of that or not.
I have no idea either, but either way, I'm gonna be ashamed by tomorrow morning.
Marvel can do so much with any story, dude. Like, you think about it, Wolverine. Wolverine is a fucking great example. You know how many times they've redone that man's origin? I guarantee you, I could pull up like fucking 14 series with like one saying that he was first a Canadian secret spy and that he was hired by the Canadian government to become an mutant weapon. Then there's one where he was hired by Shield. There was just different everyone
But keep in
it's
mind, he
different.
is centuries old. A couple centuries at least.
Didn't he die like 4 times and get brought back each time?
Yeah, you think about it, that man's been vaporized by his into a single drop of blood and came back from that.
That must have been a horrible experience. Do you think that hurt?
It must have. Yeah. He got vaporized in an instant, and then he was a single blood drop and got healed from that. He healed bones from a blood drop.
You know what's funny? I just want to mention Punisher. I forgot which comic it is, but Punisher ends up taking down Wolverine by shooting him in the balls with a shotgun. He's like, "Don't worry, they'll grow back."
Fucking, that reminds me of actually a comic I read. They were arresting all the mutants and shit, and they put this anti-mutant collar on Wolverine, and they put him down, and they're transporting by plane, and he goes, "How many fucking times do I have to say I'm not a fucking mutant?" and just pours his fucking claws out. Because his claws, his claws are not mutations. They're actual technology, like Captain America, right?
Actual. This is the mutation.
No,
but
yeah,
the claws themselves are part of his bone.
They were first bones, and then implemented with the adamantium inside the thing.
Yeah, so at that point, it's not a mutation. At that point, it's an actual.
At the same time, without that healing factor, he's gonna bleed out. Another crazy fact with that dude is, with his healing factor, he doesn't have to close his eyes ever.
I was just saying that Wolverine is a mutant / has actual modifications done to his body.
In the comics, dude, they literally say in the comics, Wolverine can sleep with his eyes wide open and his claws out and everything, and still be fully comfortable.
As long as he doesn't scratch his balls or ass.
He doesn't have to close his eyes, dude, because his eyes will just dry up, but they'll heal. Even if he didn't blink, they'll just heal and like automatically water back up.
Do you want to know a depressing fact? Let me remind you of a depressing fact.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman is no longer going to be Wolverine.
We've known that, and it's sad.
I really want him to come back.
Did you know Chris Pratt is going to be voicing the new Spider-Man in the No Way Home?
I thought you were going to say fucking Mario. I'm like, God damn it.
No,
Chris Pratt?
because I just saw there's a bunch of memes going that he's going to voice a bunch of shit, and it's hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious. But imagine if, like, when he does the animated Mario, and he's like, as soon as he comes in, he's like, "Hey, yo, it's me, Mario."
Did you watch the Nintendo showing of that live? I
No.
did, and they were like, Chris Pratt, and they brought on a girl who's a very famous comedian, and they brought out fucking Jack Black. Then they brought out Key from Key and Peele, and then they brought out Seth Rogen. I'm like, what
Charlie
the fuck?
Day.
Yeah, Carly Day.
Seth
Fucking
Rogen
Carly
is
Day.
Donkey Kong.
Oh my god, dude. When I found out Charlie Day was gonna be Luigi, I was like, alright, that's fucking perfect. I'll full-heartedly agree on that. I will go see that movie just for the fucks of it because it sounds goddamn fucking hilarious. I cannot wait to hear Seth Rogen play Bowser.
Yo,
Or no, he's
you
not
know
playing
who's
Bowser, he's playing Donkey
Jack
Kong.
Black is Bowser.
Yeah,
That's
Jack
what I
Black's
love.
I don't know, but to hear Seth Rogen as fucking Donkey Kong going, doing his laugh, I would fucking die, dude. I will be in the goddamn theater crying when I fucking hear Donkey Kong laugh like Seth Rogen.
But anyway, should we transition back to Punisher season?
But yeah, I forgot we fucking really derailed from that. So I was gonna say some stuff about that. The first season is so fucking great though because I know we were talking about Agent Orange and stuff like that. I don't want to go too much into detail since Patrick's actually watching it for once. I'm surprised.
I know,
And
right?
I'm proud.
Thank you.
dude, the first fucking fight scene in the first episode is fucking beautiful, especially just like the ones that were calling him fucking retard and shit and being assholes, dude. And then he dude, when he was like, no, what are you doing? He's like, I'm finding a home for this. I was like, oh shit, like,
Because that's what the guy said to him when he was like, you know what? If you keep fucking with me and my friends, I'm gonna find a home for this. And so Punisher clapped that back.
I was like, oh, this, damn.
Which I agree that he should have
Man,
done.
the myth, the legend
like-
is back as we're about to be ending the episode.
Guess who's back?
Where the fuck you been?
Yeah, where the fuck have you been?
Dude, fucking.
Well, no, hey, we were still gonna talk about season 2, fool.
Ah, god
Of
damn
the
it.
Punisher.
Really? I want to avoid that.
Wait, we're talking about already?
Yeah, we're literally at the ending of the episode, dude.
Yeah, but they insist on talking about Punisher season 2.
I thought we were supposed to watch Punisher season 1.
Yeah, know what? Talk about Punisher season 2. I'm just gonna sit back here now.
Season 2, dude, like, Patrick, are you checking the stock market?
So, Punisher season 2.
Oh, dude, so
Good.
Punisher season 2, fucking great, especially, like, just every, like, dude, when he goes against Billy Russo again, and, like, I love it when he's like, Billy, like, the way he yells Billy, just fucking, Russo is just like, oh, fuck, you fucking killed his family, bruh.
These are some serious spoilers for Patrick.
He's already heard him.
Yeah, they ruined it for me.
Oh.
They didn't even ask.
Wow.
They assholes.
Yeah, we didn't realize. We didn't think he was actually gonna watch it, to be honest.
No, you just weren't courteous. I get it.
Yeah. The first time you actually watched something that we suggest, and it
I watched
happens to blow
Daredevil
back in your face.
2003.
Yeah, and what I've tried suggesting so many other movies to you, and you'd be like, nah, I'm good. So, with season 2, when he goes against Billy, and then like when like he ends up getting Billy into a room, and like Billy's all like trying to plead with him, and fucking like Frank doesn't even listen to a single word he says. He just shoots him in the chest, and he walks away. And I remember fucking watching it. I was like,
Damn, that is a serious spoiler.
I know,
Bro.
bro, but can I mention though, when I first saw that shit, I was like, God
I
damn.
wasn't really too surprised, to be honest.
No, I was, but I thought he was gonna let him at least say some, like 2 or 3 words, not just I. And I was
He
like,
didn't
I,
deserve
thought
to
he
say
was,
shit.
I was surprised he even let him say Frank.
fair enough, but it was also, I thought it was really cool on how they showed him portrayed as Jigsaw.
I like how Jigsaw had nightmares of him, even the skull.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Just seeing the vest coming at him, and I'm like, that's.
When he pulled the vest off, he
Wow.
was
You realize basically every time he has that vest on and it's already been shot the fuck up, you know, after like after the 5 like shots to the chest and the back, that shit's useless. So he's basically just walking around, almost basically getting shot and taking every repercussion of it. only like it's still like protecting him from the actual bullet, but he's like taking the full impact of the fucking bullet. I don't know. I don't know how fucking proof vests work, bro. But especially when he gets shot in the chest, like I would have been like, "Hey, yo, dog, I'm good." I would have put down my fucking gun, and I'm like, "Yo, dude, like he's down that way." Like I would not fuck with that dude, bro. What do you like about the series, Alec?
What do I like about Punisher?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do I like? What's not to like about it, bruh? The lines, the screenplay, the fights, the story. It's perfect, bro. It's great.
Dude,
John
you gotta
Bernthal's
admit, no one else can play fucking Punisher. No one.
Bro, my favorite fight was season 2 is definitely the best, but my favorite fight is either when he's in the bar in the beginning of season 2 or when he's in the forest at the sort of beginning of season 2 also.
Yeah, dude, that one was badass too.
That whole like series of them being in the police station was fucking insane.
When him and that, like, not to give the spoils, but when they were gonna fight and they're just like standing there for a second, he's like, "What are you waiting for?" And the man's like, "I'm waiting for you, bruh." And you're just like, "What?"
Bro, my favorite line, they're looking for Billy in season 2, bro. And they start interrogating Jake, or Frank's interrogating Jake. And he's like beating the shit out of fucking Jake, and he's got the knife. And then fucking Jake's like, "You give me that," or like, "You take these cuffs off and I'm whipping you," or something like that, you know? And then fucking Frank takes the cuffs off and gives him the knife, and he's like, "You want a piece? Come get it, bro." Dude, that shit was the coldest thing ever.
Bro, I know, and you're like, this bit, and the way the dude's standing there, and he's just all like,
the knife and takes the cuffs off. Like, what? Who does that?
well, dude, he was like, I was like, that man was like, I was just bullshitting. Like, fuck, now I gotta try. Like, fuck. Bro, like, nah, dude, as soon as I'm like, word, I'll give up my fucking boss. I'm like, so he down at the docks, my dude. Like, I would not have fucking I would not want to go against the Punisher at all. No, like,
Dylan, he would
no way in
slap you
hell.
around like a little bitch. I'm not gonna say that.
Dude, he would slap all of us around like a little bitch.
He could slap all of us at the same time like a little bitch.
Bro, he would literally put his dick in all of our mouths at once.
He could
like,
kill us all in like 5 minutes, or like not even 5 minutes, in like a minute.
Dude, he would have basically just got us with like, he would have just shot all 4 of us in a line, bro.
Do nothing about it.
Dude, he would have like ba 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 and done.
He wouldn't even waste a bullet. He used Home Alone trap style shit.
Like, he would just stare at us and we would just fall down.
Dude, one of the more colder lines from fucking Frank was in season 2 of Daredevil, when he's talking to Karen inside of the diner, and then the dudes pull up, and then Karen's like, "What's going on?" And then Frank's just like, "Just 2 dudes about to walk into the diner for the last time of their lives." Dude, that shit was so hard.
Dude, for real, bro. Just 2 dudes about to fucking never walk out. Oh my god, bro. Dude, just or when he's in the courtroom, bro. When he's in the courtroom in Daredevil, beautiful, bro. When just the rooftop scene, and when fucking Daredevil's going down the staircase, bro. Absolute fucking masterpiece, bro. Just how, like, when he taped the gun to his hand and he had the chain and he was using the chain to, like, grab people and shit.
Fuck, bro. Oh, when Fisk tried to fucking kill him?
Yeah, dude. No.
Oh,
not Frank. Daredevil. Remember when Frank taped the gun to his hand and the bikers were coming up the stairs?
Yeah.
That scene, bro. And he was taking out the lights and shit. That shit went so hard. How he was jumping off walls and shit and like hitting them in the head.
Speaking of being crazy, that scene when Frank gets incarcerated and then Wilson Fisk traps him in that tunnel with all the other inmates, and then Frank just fucking kills them all.
Then when he goes against Fisk and the cops are gonna go help him, he's like, "No, I need to settle this," and fucking gorilla slams Frank to the fucking slab. I was
And then
like,
Frank,
what
like,
the
gets
fuck
up
is
and then,
going
like,
on?
So, okay, guys, I would hate to break up the Frank jerk-off session here you guys are having, but it's been a while, and we need to call it here soon. Maybe now.
Frank is just so
Shut the
fucking
fuck up, god damn it.
Well, this is Bluntmen Comics. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time.
Good
and
time.
we will be back soon. And thank you.
Should be back next week. Let's hope this one doesn't get fucked over.
Goodbye, everyone. Hope to see you in the next episode.
Hi and stay fly.